Yes, I was born in the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Croix. Um, I moved to Houston, where my mom moved us to Houston when I was about 3 years old. I was raised in Houston, Texas, Southwest Side, 8400 West Belford. Um, it wasn't the best, neighborhood or area for, somebody to stay in, but, you know, my mom made it work.
What made it tough to stay in that area?
Just the things that were going on around the community. Every person was really like for themselves. So everybody was really selfish and didn't really have a father, father figure growing up. And my oldest brother went to the military real early, so I had to be the man of the house. It's five of us. My older brother went to the military. Then it's my sister. She's 2 years older than me, and then it's me, and then it's my younger brother and my mom. So all of us stay, on the southwest side in a two-bedroom apartment, and pretty much how we lived for a while until we moved into a townhouse, um, a little bit more space. Had to share a room with my little brother, you know, that type of stuff.
So, what school did you attend when you were living in Southwest, and how was the education there? Was it like
Um,
a good school?
High school, you said? It was not. I went to a school called Girls and Boys Preparatory Academy. By the name of it, you would think like it was like getting ready, getting you ready for college type, school. Um, which that's what it's shown. We were, I mean, it was a prep school in the middle of the hood. Our parents really sent us there. It was a middle school and high school. So from elementary, I went straight to Girls and Boys Preparatory Academy. Um, Again, it was a prep school in the middle of the hood. Our parents, I believe, sent us there because it looked good, but the educational system was very slow. We was in a office building with 3 stories, trying to fit middle schoolers and high schoolers in there. Um, we had uniforms. Uniforms didn't really mean nothing. At that time, a lot of gangs and cliques was really popular. Everybody wanted to be a part of something. In life, a brotherhood, sisterhood, whatever, it is. So a lot of gangs and cliques was going on during that time, and that kind of overwhelmed our school education with popularity stuff and stuff that really didn't matter.
What do you like to do? Like, what is important to you as far as values and interests?
Values and interests. Uh, well, back in the day, it wasn't much, but now that I've grown up and to become the man that I am today, um, I value trust. I definitely believe in being, brother's keeper. Um, as people, I really didn't like how we treated each other, growing up. So um, I really want to give back to the community. Um, kids is really our future, and I believe if we can raise our kids, our children, our youth up, in the right way, then the rest of the world will take care of itself. As for right now, the world, our generation is really like falling apart. So I would say my interest right now is just making the world a better place, one one city at a time, one community at a time, one child at a time.
Okay, so I see that you have like a connection with people. So, how would you describe yourself to others, like your peers or your family? If you had to describe yourself, what would you say?
Wow, wasn't expecting that question. It's a good question. Um, I'm honest. Um, it's really it's really hard for me to lie. If I lie, I gotta tell the truth within like that minute. I'm gonna feel weird. So I'm an honest person. I guess you could say I'm silly, goofy. I like I really just like to have a good time. I like good vibes. I love for everybody around me to enjoy themselves. That will make me enjoy myself. Um, just creating that atmosphere of good vibes. Um, I like math, so mathematics person. Numbers, I like numbers, so that's how I would describe myself.
So how was it transforming from a high school that didn't really teach you education at the level you needed to have being prepared for college? Did that struggle you getting into colleges, or when you got in college, was it hard to stay focused?
Um, Another good question. Yes, it was very hard. My senior year, excuse me, I told myself that if I wanted to be like a person in life, like a good person in life, I had to move out of Houston. Houston wasn't working for me. I couldn't go to school or like live in Houston any longer. So, you know, you being a senior in high school, all your teachers telling you to apply to school, apply to colleges. That's just what seniors do. So I applied to no schools in Houston. I applied everywhere around Texas besides colleges in Houston. Um, didn't think I was gonna get into school, into college. I wasn't, like I said, I was a tough kid. You know, I was definitely growing up tough. Like I said, I had to grow up early, but I was making all the wrong choices, you know what I mean, in school. So that kind of poured into my college year. Um, my freshman year, I probably had like one of the worst GPAs ever in the university. After my freshman year, I actually got kicked out of my school my freshman year. Second semester, they left a note on my bed saying I had to be out by Thursday. It was like Monday or Tuesday. You know, to a freshman, that's like, man, I just messed up, you know, in life. Um, Fortunately, God had a blessing over my life. I was able to go to school the next semester under probation. That was in 2012, and it's 2018. I'm a graduating senior. So, yeah, high school definitely had a powerful impact on, you know, my life, or childhood had a great impact on my life.
Who helped push you to actually finish college? Because I know that was really hard to see, like, go home, and it was kind of like, man,
Yeah.
who pushed you to finish it off?
Honestly, I always bumped heads with my mom. Like always growing up, I always bumped heads with my mom. But she is my sole motivation for graduating college. I know she didn't get the best educating system when she was growing up. She didn't really go to college just because, you know, I guess during that time, you know, what I mean, college wasn't really just offered, you know, me to people like her. So I'm really finishing for my mom. This is all for my mom. When I hold my diploma up or my degree up, more say, my mom will be holding it up too. So motivation, my mom and my sister too. Can't forget my sister. I call her my lifeline. So my mom and my sister.
Going to, because I know you attend a HBCU. Why did you go to HBCU?
Um, Honestly, my sister went to UT at the time, and I visited Austin. Austin vibe was phenomenal, way different than Houston. Houston was too, you know, just it was different. Austin has like a friendlier vibe, and I think that's what I needed in my life. So when I got accepted to Hudson-Tillotson University, it was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer for me to go there. I did everything I could to leave Houston. So when I got accepted, it was a no-brainer.
Has there ever been a time where, because I know you're not always around African Americans, even though
Correct.
you attend HBCU,
Correct.
has there ever been a time to where you felt uncomfortable being around white people?
Um, Uncomfortable?
Or judged almost?
Not really. I mean, I'm a people person, and people really attract themselves to me, and I appeal to people. So I never really felt weird or awkward around like somebody other than my race, me, or a white person. But I knew, I know my history and I know what took place and what happened. So it don't make me feel uncomfortable, but it will always leave me with a lot of questions. One thing in life I ask a lot of questions. If I don't know or if I'm unfamiliar, I'm going to ask a question. So I really like it just really left me with a lot of questions about, white people as a whole.
Okay. I also want to ask you, how does your faith, has your faith ever really just came into play as far as your decision making, or were you like, did you have to go to church when you were younger, or how's your faith based?
Yeah, I was raised in a church. Definitely raised in a church. Believed in, Jesus Christ. Died for my sins. That stuff. Um, I growing up, I went because my mom kind of made me. But I loved going to church because of the atmosphere. It always made me feel good. Um, Maybe growing up as a kid, I really didn't know other than to go to church, on Sundays. My mom would take us to Bible study, you know, and like I said, I'm a people person, so I did everything. I did, I tried choir. I can't sing, but I tried choir, dance, drill team, uh, all that stuff in church. I did whatever I could in church just because of the atmosphere on how it made me feel. Now growing up, um, you know, you start making your own decisions for yourself. So I always keep my mind open to anything. I would never let somebody else opinion or decision or lifestyle, religion um, down. I will always take in the information, So right now, my faith is still in, I still believe in Jesus Christ, but I'm always willing to learn more from like other people, other religions, because I definitely think other religions can also help, me to become a better Christian. So yeah, that's where my faith is at right now.
And you show that you're a people person and you like talking to people. So are you hopeful that there will be more changes like that for this generation or to in the future?
Definitely. I mean, like I said, growing up, I really didn't like people. I literally said, like, I hate humans. Like, literally said, I really don't like mankind. But it was only because of how we treated each other. And I think the generation growing up is so different to me. It's so different. Like, it's a lot of technology. Like, I can remember, like, having a phone in middle school. Kids got phones in the second grade, third grade. They got access to the internet. So that means they know everything about everything that's going on. They can Google anything, they can YouTube anything. So we, I just think we need to change our educational system, like the way that we are teaching our kids. Our after school programs, like aren't really geared for our kids, safety, because how they are now, I actually work with fourth and fifth graders, tutoring them math and stuff like that. So I get firsthand to see how, kids really act in this generation. And Lord, I am scared for our future. I really am scared for our future. So hopefully, whenever I have a kid, I can raise them, way better than how these kids are growing up, home wise. And I think it has a lot to do with at home, like what's happening at home. Like it always starts at home. Like always starts at home. Always starts at home. So I mean, I will have a conversation with the parents first more than the kids. Because if the parents say no, then I mean they're a kid. I mean it's a no. But parents don't really do that. Like they don't really put a lot of restrictions on this generation. So our kids really are allowed to do really what they want to do, to be honest with you. And, you know.
I know you say you work with fourth and fifth graders. So is that your way of like not necessarily giving back to the community, but starting off to make a change? Impacting their lives from teaching.
Most definitely, it started, like you said, with working with the fourth and fifth graders. It led me to start a nonprofit. I started a nonprofit foundation about 7 months ago, bringing awareness to mental health as well as suicide prevention. I think us as people don't really like to talk about our feelings anymore. The world has put a quotation around feelings. If you talk about your feelings, you're gay, or you're feminine, or you're not a man. But I think that every one person should have somebody to talk to. Should talk. The power of a conversation is really phenomenal. It's really phenomenal. You can really talk somebody off of a ledge, or talk somebody into being successful. Talk to somebody into being a better person in life. So, with my nonprofit foundation, I'm looking to help the community as well as the youth. That is my goal.
Okay, well, my last question is: do you have any other comments or anything else you want to say to close out your story?
Um, I really like what's going on here, like the interviewing, like giving people the opportunity to, voice anything they have to say, and the opportunity to just discuss, things on camera, on a microphone, to where it's being recorded, and uh, other people are able to view it, and to let other people know that you're not alone. That's literally my organization on HT's campus is YNA Fellowship. You're not alone. I, Nobody is alone. A lot of people feel like when they going through a problem or when they going through something, it's just them. A lot of people feel like that. Like, it, and it's so crazy because it's so many people in the world, and somebody could be dealing with the same situation. So, last comment: you are not alone.